Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to today's Crypto News Podcast. I'm your host, joined by my co-host, and we've got a packed show for you today. We're seeing some exciting developments in the Web3 space, as well as a major milestone for Bitcoin that's got everyone talking.
That's right. Galaxis, a platform focused on building online Web3 communities, just announced the launch of its dual staking programs. This is a big deal, as it allows users to earn rewards not just for holding tokens, but for actively participating in the ecosystem.
Exactly. According to Galaxis, their staking program is designed to reward engagement and participation rather than just passive holding. This is a really interesting approach, as it incentivizes users to get involved in the community and contribute to its growth.
And it's not just about the rewards. Galaxis is also giving users governance voting power, which means they'll have a say in the direction of the platform. This is a key aspect of Web3, and it's great to see Galaxis prioritizing community involvement.
Absolutely. We've talked before about the importance of community in the crypto space, and this is a great example of a platform putting its money where its mouth is. We'll be keeping a close eye on Galaxis and its dual staking programs, and we'll have more on this story as it develops.
Moving on, Bitcoin is celebrating a major milestone, surpassing $100,000. This is a huge deal, and it's got everyone talking about what's next for the digital asset class.
Andy Bear recently shared 3 predictions for the months ahead, citing the Fed's easing cycle and the outcome of the U.S. election as key factors driving growth. We'll dive deeper into these predictions later in the show, but for now, let's just say that Bitcoin's champagne moment is a big deal.
And it's not just Bitcoin. The entire digital asset class has seen significant developments since the Fed's easing cycle began, and we're excited to explore what this means for the future of crypto.
We'll be discussing all of this and more throughout the episode, so be sure to stick around. From Web3 community building to Bitcoin's next big move, we've got you covered.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and behind-the-scenes insights into the world of crypto. We're always here to bring you the latest news and analysis, so thanks for joining us on this journey.
Building on what we discussed earlier about the growing demand for AI capabilities in tech, it seems Apple is taking a big step forward in this space. According to a recent report, Apple is partnering with Broadcom to develop its first AI server chips, set to launch in 2026.
That's a significant move, considering Apple's recent updates to its devices, featuring new Apple Intelligence capabilities. It's clear they're committed to advancing their AI technology. I wonder what kind of impact this will have on the broader tech industry.
It's worth noting that Apple is collaborating with Broadcom on the chip's networking features. This partnership could potentially lead to more efficient and powerful AI processing. We'll have to keep an eye on how this development unfolds.
Speaking of unfolding developments, have you seen the latest news on Pudgy Penguins NFTs? A single Pudgy Penguins NFT now costs more than a Bitcoin. That's a staggering valuation, especially considering the collection only came to life in 2021.
I did see that report. It's impressive how quickly the demand for these NFTs has surged. I think it's worth noting that each Pudgy Penguin is hand-drawn and features distinctive traits, which might contribute to their unique appeal.
That's a great point. The exclusivity and uniqueness of these NFTs likely play a significant role in their valuation. It's also worth mentioning that CoinDesk recently reported on Pudgy Penguin's plans to expand their ecosystem, which might have contributed to the surge in demand.
The fact that Pudgy Penguins have become the world's second most valued set of NFTs, crossing the $100,000 mark for the first time, is a testament to the growing interest in digital collectibles. It'll be interesting to see if this trend continues and how other NFT collections respond to Pudgy Penguin's success.
Absolutely. As we continue to follow the developments in the NFT space, it's essential to keep an eye on the broader market trends and how they might impact the crypto industry as a whole. We'll be sure to keep you updated on any significant changes in the NFT landscape.
And that's not all. We have more news coming up after this break. Stay tuned for our next segment, where we'll dive into the latest updates on the regulatory front and what they might mean for the future of crypto.
I wanted to follow up on our previous discussion about governments and their stance on cryptocurrencies. It seems like some regulators still have a long way to go in understanding the industry.
That's right. A recent example is the Australian Securities and Investments Commission's digital assets lead, Rhys Boland. He sparked controversy with his remarks about Bitcoin during a liaison meeting.
What exactly did he say? I heard it was quite an unusual comparison.
Bolin compared Bitcoin to cigarettes used as currency in prisons. This was in response to questions about applying non-cash payment facility legislation to digital assets.
That's quite a statement. It's clear that there's still a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding among some regulators. This kind of comparison doesn't exactly inspire confidence in their ability to effectively regulate the industry.
Exactly. And this isn't an isolated incident. The Australian crypto industry has been dealing with the fallout from a controversial consultation paper, and Bolin's comments only added fuel to the fire.
It's interesting to see how different countries and regulators approach the topic of cryptocurrencies. Some are more open and supportive, while others seem to be struggling to understand the basics.
Speaking of more positive developments, have you heard about the latest update to the Battle Royale shooter game Off the Grid?
Actually, I saw something about that on Twitter. They're calling it the biggest update yet, right?
That's right. The developers have overhauled nearly every system in the game, including a new FPV aiming system. It's great to see blockchain-based games continuing to evolve and improve.
Absolutely. Games like Off the Grid are helping to showcase the potential of blockchain technology in the gaming industry. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see more mainstream adoption of crypto and blockchain in the gaming space.
It's definitely possible. As we see more innovation and improvement in blockchain-based games, we may start to see a shift in the way people think about cryptocurrencies and their uses.
Building on what we discussed earlier, it's clear that education and understanding are key to wider adoption of crypto and blockchain. Whether it's regulators or gamers, there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of educating people about the benefits and potential of these technologies.
Well, we'll continue to follow the developments in the crypto and gaming spaces and bring you updates on the latest news and trends.
So we just discussed how institutional investments are playing a significant role in market trends. And it seems like that's exactly what's happening with Chainlink's Link and Aave tokens. They've both skyrocketed 30% after Trump's World Liberty Financial bought $2 million worth of tokens.
That's right. World Liberty Financial is making some big moves in the crypto space, and having President-elect Donald Trump as their chief crypto advocate is certainly drawing attention. But what's interesting is that this purchase wasn't just a random investment. It came as a proposal to float a World Liberty Financial instance on Aave met quorum.
Exactly. So it seems like World Liberty Financial is planning to utilize Aave's services for their own project. And with the purchase of $10 million in Ether and $1 million each in Aave and Link tokens, they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Speaking of utilizing services, it's worth noting that World Liberty Financial already uses Chainlink services for better integrating data into their project. This purchase could be a sign of a deeper partnership between the two companies.
Building on what we discussed earlier about the importance of scalability in the crypto space, it's interesting to see how different projects are tackling this issue. Treasure, for example, has just launched its new Ethereum Layer 2 scaling network, leaving Arbitrum behind.
That's right. Treasure's new network is part of ZKsync's Elastic Chain, which is a network of interoperable, zero-acknowledged roll-up chains. This move will allow Treasure to build a network that's tailor-fit to its gaming-specific needs, opening up new possibilities for gamers.
It's clear that scalability is a top priority for many projects, and we're seeing a lot of innovation in this space. ZKsync's Elastic Chain is an interesting solution, and it will be worth keeping an eye on how Treasure's new network performs.
Absolutely. As we've discussed before, the Ethereum ecosystem is constantly evolving, and it's exciting to see projects like Treasure pushing the boundaries of what's possible. With the launch of this new network, we could see a new wave of gaming-focused projects emerging on the Ethereum blockchain.
And with the likes of World Liberty Financial investing heavily in the space, it's clear that there's still a lot of optimism about the future of crypto. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on these developments and bringing you the latest news and analysis.
It's been quite a day in the world of cryptocurrency, hasn't it? We've seen some significant gains across the board, with Render climbing an impressive 13.5% to lead the pack.
That's right, and it's not just Render. Ethereum Classic also had a strong showing, gaining 11.3% from Tuesday. It's clear that investors are feeling bullish about the market right now.
And it's not hard to see why. The CoinDesk 20 index is up 5.2% overall, with all 20 assets trading higher. Even the laggards like Bitcoin and Ethereum are still seeing gains of over 2%.
I think what's interesting here is that we're seeing a bit of a shift in the market. Some of the smaller assets like Render and ETC are really starting to make waves. It's not just about the big players like Bitcoin and Ethereum anymore.
That's a great point, and it's not just limited to the cryptocurrency market itself. We're also seeing some innovative new products and services being launched. Take Assetera, for example, which is now allowing non-US investors to trade tokenized versions of NVIDIA, Coinbase, and the S&P 500.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and it's not just limited to those assets. Assetera has plans to include T-bills, money market funds, and other instruments in the future. It's clear that they're trying to create a more comprehensive platform for investors.
And I think that's one of the key takeaways from today's news. The cryptocurrency market is becoming increasingly sophisticated, with new products and services being launched all the time. It's an exciting time to be an investor, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and I think another key takeaway is that the market is still highly volatile. We've seen some big gains today, but we could just as easily see big losses tomorrow. Investors need to stay vigilant and keep an eye on the market at all times.
That's right. So as we wrap up today's show, what's your outlook for the market going forward? Do you think we'll continue to see gains, or is a correction on the horizon?
Well, I think it's hard to say for sure, but one thing is certain. The cryptocurrency market is going to continue to be a wild ride. Investors need to be prepared for anything and stay flexible in their investment strategies.
That's great advice. And finally, let's take a quick look at the numbers. The CoinDesk 20 index is currently trading at 3,741, up 5.2% from Tuesday. We'll be keeping a close eye on the market and bringing you all the latest news and analysis right here on the show.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with more news, analysis, and insights from the world of cryptocurrency. Until then, stay informed and stay ahead of the curve.